Hey there, let's get real for a moment. Someone out there thought they had you figured out, like you were just another chapter in a book they could skim and summarize. But here's the thing, they were wrong, so wrong. They came searching for flaws, ready to expose some hidden crack, but instead, they stumbled upon something they couldn't begin to explain. You, your strength, your light, your undeniable essence left them spinning, trying to piece together how one person could hold so much power, so much magic. What started as a simple mission to find your weaknesses turned into their unraveling. They didn't find what they expected. They found truth, layers of depth and resilience that couldn't be measured or contained. Let this be your reminder. You are not ordinary, and you were never meant to be. Existence unfolds not as fragmented moments for scrutiny, but as a masterpiece of tenacity, depth, and unyielding truth. The intent to dismantle this foundation unraveled into bewilderment, rendering their quest insignificant. Their pursuit, masked as curiosity, revealed not hidden shadows, but a radiant force beyond their grasp. Perhaps the instigator was someone from the periphery of your growth, unable to reconcile with the magnitude of your evolution. Where insecurity feeds on inadequacy, ambition masquerades as inquiry. The goal was not discovery, but validation for their concealed frustrations, yet the revelations eluded exploitation. Your next step is here. Subscribe now, and let's move forward together. An undeniable presence can unravel even the most calculated attempts to discredit it, leaving no room for doubt or manipulation. Efforts to undermine faltered, their strategies dissolving under the weight of a reality too profound to dismiss. Their attempts to weave narratives of fault crumbled into silence, as no fabricated claim could overshadow the brilliance of authenticity. What they faced wasn't mere resistance, but an aura so resolute that it dismantled their intentions. Plans meticulously laid with skepticism met an undeniable force, one that quieted every argument and left them bewildered. Actions may be loud, but essence, the immutable truth of being, speaks with a resonance they could neither counter nor deny. They approached with inquiries designed to fracture your foundation, hoping to uncover fragile points they could manipulate. Tasked by those intimidated by your brilliance, they sifted through your vulnerabilities, eager to twist your experiences into a weapon against you. Yet, the more they pursued this mission, the more it became clear that their intent was rooted not in truth, but in a thinly veiled bitterness. What they sought was not understanding, but justification for their unease, fueled by their inability to reconcile with their own inadequacies. Their search unearthed no flaws, but instead reflected their own shadows in stark clarity. As they unraveled the tapestry of your existence, they encountered patterns of resilience and purpose that defied all logic. The fragments they sought to disrupt only fell perfectly into place, revealing a strength they never anticipated. Resilience runs through your essence like an unyielding current, a force that refuses to be subdued even under relentless scrutiny. What they perceived as a weakness was, in truth, the very proof of your boundless strength, something they could neither quantify nor diminish. With each attempt to dissect your life, they inadvertently exposed their own vulnerabilities, unraveling the illusions they held about their control. In the labyrinth of their investigation, the path circled back, not to your shortcomings, but to the murky depths of their own actions. The darkness they unearthed was never yours to carry. It belonged to those orchestrating this campaign, whose malicious deeds could no longer be concealed. Bound by their obligation, the investigator was forced to confront a cascade of deceit and betrayal. Threads woven not into your story, but into the guilt-stained narrative of those who sought to harm you. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your abundance to glorify His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. A tapestry of unseen forces weaves itself around you, some threads poised to protect, others intent on harm. Yet those who sought to unravel your essence underestimated an unshakable truth. Your destiny lies beyond their reach. Their plans, fueled by fear and envy, collided with an unseen power that redirected their intentions. Every step they took to undermine you became a path towards their own undoing. The universe, in its intricate balance, turned their attempts at destruction into moments of revelation, exposing their darkness and magnifying your resilience. What began as a calculated act against you became an orchestrated stage for truth to emerge unscathed. No plot can triumph against a purpose fortified by an enduring, higher force. What was intended to shatter you instead became the foundation of your strength, revealing a power far greater than any earthly scheme. Every misstep and act of betrayal served as proof of a guiding presence, steady and unwavering amidst the turmoil. While others faltered, withdrew, or doubted, an unseen force remained constant, fortifying your path against all attempts to divert it. Those who sought to hinder you overlooked the profound barriers protecting your purpose, an indestructible safeguard beyond comprehension. Each plotted move to disrupt your journey dissolved into irrelevance, for the trajectory of your life was never theirs to control. The intricate timing of every experience, even in its uncertainty, held deliberate meaning. Challenges and victories alike have been interwoven into a framework so steadfast that no opposition could unmake it. Steadfast and unyielding, the presence that guards you never falters, unlike human efforts that often waver. Even in moments of doubt or uncertainty, you have been enveloped by an unshakable force, a constant that has never relinquished its hold on your journey. This is not a fleeting hope or mere possibility. It is the reality you inhabit. Weapons of opposition and adversity crumble before the strength of this enduring shield. You are not merely surviving the challenges you face, you are ascending through them, propelled by an assurance rooted in unwavering purpose and guidance that never abandons its own. Let this truth anchor you. The trials you encounter are stepping stones to a greater ascent. In the face of betrayal and the weight of challenges, know this: those who oppose you are struggling against forces far beyond their reach, for they are not truly contending with you alone. Pause and affirm what has always been undeniable. I am surrounded by unwavering protection. Speak it with conviction. Embrace it fully, for these words reflect the deeper truth of your journey, that your path is safeguarded, your existence upheld, and no effort, seen or hidden, can disrupt the foundation already established for you. Let us honor the resilient among us, those who rise unwavering in their purpose. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 61. Like a flame in the darkness, your light doesn't fade. It grows, guiding others and pushing back shadows. You are not here to blend in, but to stand firm. called to a purpose greater than yourself. This is your moment to step into the unknown, where your gifts find their form. Don't wait for permission. You were chosen for this. Move boldly, for your path was made for you to transform lives. This is just the beginning. Subscribe now and be part of something powerful. As their steps carried them further into your world, the investigator began to uncover revelations that unsettled the very premise of their mission. What seemed a simple task to dissect and expose soon became a maze of questions they hadn't anticipated. With each layer of your story unraveled, the clarity of their purpose dimmed, replaced by a growing unease. They found themselves standing at the threshold of something beyond their grasp, a life imbued with meaning that defied their expectations. What they thought would be an unremarkable trail led them to confront a force they could neither deny nor understand. It wasn't just your decisions that perplexed them, but the unmistakable essence of resilience and unseen guidance that surrounded you. Their objective lost its shape as they realized they were not just investigating, but trespassing on something profoundly untouchable. What unfolded before them was not a simple chronology, but a symphony orchestrated with purpose far beyond their understanding. The weight of this realization pressed heavily on their conscience, turning their investigation into a moral reckoning. What began as curiosity morphed into the uneasy sense that they were trespassing on something sacred, an unspoken truth that demanded reverence. Guilt, once a whisper, became an inescapable echo in their mind, challenging the arrogance with which they had approached their task. The confidence they once held crumbled under the question: who were they to scrutinize a life marked by something so undeniably greater? Each piece of information they gathered reflected not your vulnerabilities, but their own intentions steeped in manipulation. The more they sought, the more they were forced to confront their own flawed motives, each discovery magnifying the disparity between their actions and the undeniable grace surrounding you. Your life, a testament to unwavering truth and strength, stood as a challenge to everything they believed they could control. The further they delved, the clearer it became that their pursuit was not merely misdirected, but deeply misguided. They had not anticipated confronting their own vulnerabilities, yet each revelation reflected their shortcomings rather than yours. Their sense of authority dissolved into a humbling acknowledgement of forces they could neither define nor counter. What they once perceived as ordinary unraveled into an intricate design of resilience and intention, guided by something beyond their comprehension. Every attempt to dissect your journey revealed not weaknesses, but an undeniable connection to a power they could not grasp, leaving them as witnesses to an existence far greater than their understanding. Confronted with the undeniable, they began to question how they, bound by flaws and limitations, could intrude upon a life so clearly touched by something far greater. Each revelation they uncovered weighed heavily on their conscience, not as evidence, but as a profound reminder that they were stepping where they did not belong. The mission, once a calculated pursuit, turned into an unbearable weight, reminding them at every turn of their inability to grasp the depth of what they were probing. Every piece they examined carried an unshakable significance, a meaning they could neither understand nor justify. Their actions no longer felt like investigation, but like defiance against an unseen force that shielded what they could not breach. The guilt consumed them, transcending personal regret to a deeper spiritual unease, leaving them suffocated by the awareness that they had aligned themselves with something irreparably misguided. What began as a calculated pursuit transformed into an overwhelming confrontation with something far beyond their comprehension. Their role shifted from investigators to reluctant observers, burdened by the awareness that they had crossed into a realm they were never meant to explore. The intricacies of your existence defied their attempts to categorize or control, revealing not just a life, but a profound connection to something greater. The trials you overcame were no longer seen as mere struggles, but as evidence of a strength guided by forces they could not grasp. In the shadow of your resilience, their own limitations became glaringly apparent, each revelation stripping away their confidence and replacing it with awe. What they initially approached with certainty dissolved into an understanding that their actions had not only been misguided, but a violation of something sacred. To dissect your story was to confront the undeniable. They had stepped into a space where reverence, not judgment, was required. Each step they took revealed the depths of their own shortcomings, forcing them to confront the narrowness of their perspective. Their task, rooted in presumption and arrogance, became a mirror reflecting their own flaws. How could they attempt to confine someone like you, embodying resilience, grace, and purpose, into a sterile and soulless framework? Their mission unraveled into a humbling acknowledgement of their misguided efforts. They departed not with pride, but with the weight of their errors, carrying the sting of failure and the humility of realization. You remained steadfast, untouched by their intentions, a living testament to the untouchable power that shields and guides you. Each discovery unraveled their confidence, exposing the limits of their understanding. What began as a determined pursuit dissolved into an undeniable truth. Your life is a testament to something infinitely greater, impervious to their scrutiny and beyond their grasp. Feel the call, step into your potential, subscribe now, and let's rise together. As they delved deeper, every detail they uncovered illuminated a truth too vast to ignore. You were not merely surviving, you were rising beyond the limits of the world they knew. What began as a faint unease within them grew into a persistent realization of their own insufficiency. Their task, initially approached with clinical detachment, transformed into a reckoning with their inadequacies. The qualities they envied in others now stood embodied before them, undeniable in the form of your unwavering strength and presence. While they grasped at control, lost in their own disarray, you moved with purpose, as if anchored to something timeless and indestructible. The weight of their guilt evolved, first into astonishment, then into an unspoken respect, and finally into profound reverence. They saw that their investigation was not merely an analysis, it was an inadvertent lesson. You exemplified the clarity, resilience, and steadfast determination they had sought but never attained, leaving them not just humbled but transformed by the encounter. What they once viewed with skepticism became a longing they could not ignore. Their doubt transformed into a profound desire to grasp the source of your strength. You revealed their limitations not through condemnation, but simply by being true to yourself. By the conclusion of their journey, they were no longer attempting to dismantle your essence. Instead, they were grappling with the undeniable truth of what they had witnessed. Their mission, intended as a tool of scrutiny, became a catalyst for self-discovery. They left not with clarity about you, but with an undeniable conviction about their own inadequacies. The effort to diminish you only served to illuminate their own shortcomings, reflecting back the chasm between your grounded resolve and their uncertainty. This was never about uncovering faults in you, it was a mirror turned inward, revealing the stark contrast between your unwavering presence and their fragile intentions. What started as an analysis turned into a confrontation with themselves, one they were entirely unprepared to face. Your strength wasn't shaped by fleeting moments or external circumstances. It emerged from a profound source they could neither grasp nor diminish. As they followed the trail of your life, they were compelled to confront the fragile structures of their own existence. How could they, tangled in uncertainty and self-doubt, hope to challenge someone whose very presence seemed to transcend chaos itself? Their mission gradually shifted. What began as an investigation of your choices became an uncomfortable reflection of their own limitations. Every decision you made, every challenge you overcame, illuminated the shadows of their fears and shortcomings. It wasn't merely your resilience they envied, it was the depth of purpose embedded in every step you took. While they drifted aimlessly, seeking approval and meaning, your path radiated a clarity they had never known. Your life wasn't about surviving obstacles, but transforming through them. This realization left them exposed and yearning, their original intent replaced by a desire to comprehend the force that set you apart. Their journey, meant to dismantle you, instead became a reckoning with themselves. It wasn't your story they unraveled, but their own, forced to confront the fears and shortcomings they had long avoided. Each discovery shifted the focus from your perceived flaws to their own deeply rooted inadequacies. Those who orchestrated this mission believed they would witness your downfall, watching with quiet certainty. But as the truth emerged, the narrative flipped. What was revealed wasn't your failure, but their deceit, their schemes laid bare under the weight of undeniable evidence. The investigator's role evolved from dismantler to an unintentional bearer of justice. A task rooted in malice became a revelation, not of your vulnerabilities, but of the darkness within those who sought to harm you. What began as a weapon turned into a mirror, reflecting the very truth they had sought to conceal. Their carefully woven schemes unraveled thread by thread, leaving no trace of their once secretive plots. Every falsehood they whispered, every shadow they tried to cast, turned back upon them, revealing the full scope of their malice for all to see. The individuals who set out to orchestrate your downfall found themselves teetering on the edge of their own collapse, defenseless against the unrelenting clarity that exposed their deceit. This was no minor shift in events. It was an outright reversal. The stage they crafted to humiliate you became the very platform from which their own misdeeds were illuminated. Each accusation, each piece of manipulated evidence betrayed their desperation rather than yours. Their confidence in their ability to control the narrative proved disastrously misplaced. They believed they could silence you with lies, yet it was their own voices that faltered under the weight of undeniable truth. As the investigation concluded, it became clear who truly stood vulnerable. Stripped of their facades, they scrambled to salvage themselves while you remained unscathed, a testament to the resilience and protection that rendered their efforts futile. The balance wasn't merely shifted, it was obliterated, leaving nothing behind but the undeniable reality of your strength and their downfall. Time and again, the most extraordinary truths have remained hidden until the exact moment they were meant to shine, cloaked by the ordinary to disarm those who would challenge them. History has shown how greatness often emerges unrecognized, waiting for the perfect time to reveal its power. Picture an unassuming figure underestimated by all, yet carrying the spark of transformation within. These moments of revelation aren't isolated. They're a pattern, a testament to the way truth asserts itself when the world is least ready. Your journey follows this same rhythm. Those who sought to expose weakness in you were blinded by their limited perception, incapable of seeing the depth of the gifts they were unprepared to comprehend. Their efforts only served to magnify what was always there, waiting for its moment to be seen. Don't just watch. Be part of the change. Subscribe now and let's make it happen. What they perceived as obscurity was not a lack of brilliance, but a deliberate timing, your essence held in reserve until the moment it was meant to illuminate. Their purpose, though misguided, was never meant to dismantle you, but to unveil their own limitations. Unknowingly, they became witnesses to a force far beyond their comprehension. What seemed ordinary unraveled into an undeniable magnificence, shattering their expectations. This concealment was not a flaw. It was a calculated design, a strategy that only revealed its brilliance at the perfect juncture. The most powerful forces move unseen until their moment of impact. Your gifts were shielded, not to diminish their value, but to magnify their significance at the right time. When your truth emerged, it redefined everything around it, altering the narrative they thought they controlled and leaving them to face a reality they could neither alter nor deny. What they encountered was beyond their comprehension, a presence that could no longer be ignored or dismissed. Your essence commands recognition, not through force, but by its sheer authenticity. Every aspect of who you are, your presence, your abilities, your undeniable energy, speaks volumes beyond what any critic could counter. You are not here to justify or explain yourself. Your existence is proof enough. Those who set out to challenge or diminish you are met with a force they cannot define, one that lingers long after they've crossed your path. Even the skeptics, armed with doubt and intent to undermine, find themselves transformed, not by persuasion, but by the unshakable truth of your being. Though they may never openly admit it, something within them shifts. They leave not as detractors, but as silent witnesses to the power that defines you, a force that cannot be confined by their limited understanding. Who you are speaks louder than any action you take. You embody a connection to something far greater, a living testament to purpose and power that transcends human understanding. Stop second-guessing your value and abandon the habit of dimming your light to ease the discomfort of others. The abilities you carry were placed within you with intention, their significance far outweighing the doubt or jealousy they may provoke. You are here to influence, to uplift, and to unveil truths, even when doing so challenges those around you. This is not pride, it is alignment with your purpose. Walking confidently in who you are doesn't merely allow you to exist, it reshapes everything you touch. Let the doubters and misunderstandings persist. They hold no sway over the truth of your existence. You are evidence of something profound, something undeniable. Own it without hesitation. The world doesn't need an explanation for your presence. It needs the full, unapologetic expression of your authentic self. In doing so, you become an uncontainable force, one that transforms not just spaces, but lives. Your journey starts here. Subscribe now, and let's create something extraordinary together. They departed in silence, their mission dismantled, and their confidence undone. What began as a pursuit filled with certainty ended in the heavy realization of truths they had never considered. The assignment was no longer about you, but about a reality that defied their understanding. As they stepped back, one inescapable thought weighed on them. You operate beyond the boundaries they tried to impose. That is your power. You are not confined by the limitations others imagine for you. Simply existing, you disrupt mediocrity and challenge the structures built by those who fear what they cannot dominate. You owe no explanations and seek no validation. The evidence lies in the undeniable way people respond to you, the subtle yet profound shifts in their perspectives when faced with your presence. You move through the world with a force that is steady, indomitable, and transformative, leaving behind an impact that continues to echo long after you've moved on. Now is your moment to claim that truth. Your journey holds value not only for you, but for everyone who encounters it and cannot help but be changed. Share your story. Let the world see how you have stood resolute, how your strengths have touched lives and awakened dormant potential. Your words are not just an expression of your resilience, they are a spark, igniting others to discover their own. Speak and watch the ripples expand outward.